Today I wanted to talk about the 4 different ways to price your dumpsters if you're planning on renting them. First, it's all about your area. You want to know at least 10 to 20 companies in your area, especially if you're like in a bigger city like New York, Miami, or LA. You want to have 25 to 50 companies in your area, all your dumpster companies, and you want to get the median price. So a lot of times you can call these companies, you can go on their website, and a lot of them will have their prices of their dumpsters on their website. And you just get all their dumpsters out. You can make an Excel spreadsheet or just write it down on your phone, whatever's easiest for you guys. And you want to get the median number. So if you're starting out with like a 10-yard dumpster or a 15-yard dumpster, say a 10-yard dumpster, you want to know the amount a 10-yard dumpster rents for your area, your city, from 10 different companies. And you're going to kind of go to the median. You do not want to be the lowest, especially in this industry, because you will lose big if you're having the lowest dumpster in the city. Unless you got hundreds of thousands to work with and you want to just take people out of business, then that's a whole different conversation. Just never be at that low and just take that median, and that'll help you. The number one way to help you guys price your dumpsters starting out. Second, it's all about the type of debris. You don't want to price 200. You don't want to charge $250 for a dumpster the same amount that you would charge for a household clean out to a construction clean out, because majority of the time that construction debris, the dirt or whatever, or concrete is going to be a lot more expensive than a person throwing away, who's moving and they're throwing away toys and trash and old Amazon boxes. Before you even get into details, before you get the address, before you get the credit card, you always want to ask your customers, what type of debris were you disposing today? And the way I do it is, if a customer is say a customer is doing a renovation, and a lot of the older houses in most cities, a lot of them use plaster lath. And if you haven't been doing this for a while, you will know that stuff is super heavy and it's almost like concrete. So you do not want to charge what you would charge for a regular household. A lot of times I'll tack on an extra 30, 50 bucks, depending on how many rooms it'll be. And that's super important, because you don't want to, get a 10-yard to these customers, and then you charge them $250 for them to rent it and fill it up, and they fill it up with all this unwanted, unnecessary debris or forbidden debris, and it's super heavy. And then you go to the landfill and you're charged $150. That's not profitable for you. So always make sure you guys are getting the right information on what type of debris, and that will help you guys price your dumpsters right. What's good, guy? Quality service. Hope all is well with you too. Number 3, rental periods. When I started my dumpster rental business back in 2016, I wanted to be different. I wanted to be like, okay, how can I come into the market, come into this industry? Now, granted, it wasn't as big as it is now, and it's really not even that big. It's still like a lot of room. Still people who need dumpsters all the time and can't find a dumpster company. I was like, let me do something different. What is it that other companies aren't doing? And I started really pushing like the one-day rentals. So if you go on my website, you'll see like a one-day rent, the home of the one-day rentals. And that is an incentive for people who will finish with my dumpsters, faster than a 3-day rental, faster than a 7-day rental. And the one-day rental is important. Like that'll help you guys a lot. And I go like usually $20 cheaper on all my dumpsters for any customers who want it for one day. Now, the reason why I do this, for one, I'll be able to flip that dumpster, so it'll be a one-day turnaround, so I could probably rent it an extra 2 to 3 times that same week. Would you rather have a $250 rental for 3 days, or a $230 rental for one day and then rent it out again for $230? So that's $460 in 2 days compared to $250 in 3 days. If you're going to do 3-day rentals, it's going to be different from a 7-day rental. A lot of you guys want to start with big roll-off setups, and a lot of you guys want to start with some big contracts. Now, a lot of these contracts, if you guys are seeing new neighborhoods being built, new apartment complexes being built, new restaurants, new arenas, whatever, skyscrapers, you're going to see these dumpsters, these big dumpsters sitting outside of these businesses with these construction companies. Now, a lot of these businesses, a lot of these dumpsters are sitting on that site. You probably if you work or live downtown, I'm sure there's something in any major city. I'm sure that you roll past a construction site and you see a blue dumpster, big old blue dumpsters out front, and you see it every day. You've been seeing that dumpster every day for like a month. Now those prices are a little different, and those are only suggested for the bigger a company for you guys to start renting out a dumpster a month, and I don't want to get too much into it because I'll have another live where I'm talking about rental periods and all that. But you want to at least have 100 to 200 dumpsters before you start renting it for that long of a time. Just because you don't want to, I mean, if you only got 4 dumpsters, you can't be renting out a dumpster for a month. You're not gonna make no money really, and they're able to. They got so many dumpsters that they're able to rent those things out and still have enough dumpsters to get to other clients, get to, you know, other companies. Definitely price your dumpsters according to how long you're gonna have the dumpsters rented out. One day specials, I do $20 less. 3-day specials, my regular price. And if I do a 7-day rental, I'll charge like $5 per day after the 3rd day. You guys can do $10. So the number 4th and final is by distance. So with me, I live in a pretty major city, the capital city of Ohio. I live in Columbus, and pretty big. The radius I have is a 25-mile radius. My radius is from my landfill. I think that's always the best move. As soon as you pick up your dumpster when it's full, you're going to be going to the landfill, and 9 times out of 10, when you're taking your dumpster to the customer, you're going to be coming from the landfill from dumping it. So I always do my radius 25 miles from the landfill. Now, a lot of you guys may live in some rural areas. I got a lot of students who, you know, live in a town that's like 500 people. Now, of course, if you live in a rural area, your distance will have to be, if you want to make some money doing this and you don't got a construction family, you're going to have to do a 100-mile or 50 to 100-mile radius possibly to get to your bigger city, so you can get your dumpsters rented out. So definitely ask your customer, make sure before you book any rentals, before you do any pricing, you know exactly where the customer is located. You know exactly the distance from your landfill, the distance from your yard where you be renting, sometimes even the distance from your home, because a lot of you guys are going to have start with one dumpster, and you may, you know, want to keep some of the money in so you don't rent no land or rent a parking space, so you keep it at your house. So wherever you keep your dumpsters at consistently, definitely have a radius from that. And if a customer's outside that radius, if you're a little slower, you want to, you know, I did jobs where it was like 50 miles, but I charged like an extra $75 to $100 for the miles. And if they ever give you any kickback on like, man, that's only like this, tell them I got 4 trips. So it's 50 miles to you, 50 miles back, 50 miles to pick it up, 50 miles back. So that's 200 miles. So I always tell the customer your total drive time, so they have an understanding when you're trying to tell them why you're charging that amount, you know, for gas and mileage. And if you have a driver, you're paying that hourly. So that's probably 3 to 4 hours extra that you're taking. If you give me, Miguel, if you give me a couple minutes, I will let you in, bump it. I'll bring you in right now. I'm pretty much done with the 4. I don't know if y'all had this on my thing.
Oh. Hey, ¿cómo estás? Vamos a hacer la tarea.
Hey, how's it going? How you doing?
Let's get this trash money.